Welcome back to the episode. We are in front of the elevator and we're going to use this in order to land or board, dock actually, the Citadel and visit Anderson's apartment. Righty, but first, have to do a little
You're cleared to dock, Normandy.
Safety check
Do you
here.
need ground transport?
I'll handle it.
Yes, Commander.
Let's see if there's anything else that happened here in relation to certain positions. Captain Bailey's over there. Jacob still doing his thing. Arya Tilug's over there. Want to know if their behavior is still the same as before though. Yeah, those two are still at the same location. Have to do one little check in Purgatory.
Have you discovered a way to run FTL spaceships without an ESO core private to lobby?
Spectre status recognized. Please, one moment, please.
So let's have a quick check on Edie
Now
and
arriving at ward level Purgatory.
Joker.
Anyhow, enough about my armor. Let's find the gang.
Yeah, there's nothing else that changed. We got most of the... Oh, wait, no, I have to check the Spectre terminal. Something Tevos, wasn't it?
Your turn. Counselor Tavos.
Yeah.
Shaira the consort.
So, nothing there. That one just gets us back to the Normandy, but where do I actually want to go?
Recognized. Please select a destination. One moment.
Could have a little check on the Presidium comms if there's something else to buy. Just
Now
in case.
arriving at Presidium Commons.
There may be the occasional mod, which I don't need.
Welcome to Kanala Exports.
We could also just be a big spender, but
We
no.
appreciate your visit.
Nope.
Arsenal supplies.
Please visit any of our
Elcos Combine, that was the name for it. Elcos Combine. Elcos, yeah, that was the name of the Volos. That was the Elcos guy. Nice one. Of course, somewhat of a ruthless businessman, but helpful.
Welcome to Casa Fabrication Weaponry. Thank you for shopping at Casa Fabrication Weaponry.
Mi casa es su casa.
Welcome to Silversun Armory. Thank you for shopping at
Welcome to Agor
Seven.
Munitions. Thank you for shopping at Agor Munitions.
If you focus on a specific weapon that you want to upgrade, then you can actually do that. But don't try to buy everything.
Hello, Shepard.
What's this one? Rosenkopf, yeah. Nice. Always good armor. All the advertisements are all for weapons. What about this one? No, this is coffee. What is this? Yeah, coffee. Sweet. I don't know what this is. It's what is this thing? Is it a car? No. It's the top of a strange thingy. What is this thing? Could be a weapon? Maybe. Difficult to know. But it's interesting that the okay, Purgatory, of course, kind of obvious. This is just the same thing in red. And the text, by the way, is the same. Maybe you can figure out what that means, but it's definitely difficult to read. Maybe you can if you just squint a little bit.
that the Krogan will continue to support the Turians. Paladin has not yet fallen to Reaper forces.
But yeah, all of those advertisements are weapon related. Again, Casa Fabrication, slightly Oh, it actually looks kind of cool. At the beginning, everything was, I think, normal. What was it? Armali. Okay. Wait a minute. Armali is also one of those producers. But look at that font here. That's a more normal human, or like organic kind of writing. It's not like this one. Where does that one come from? And who's writing like that?
Spectre status recognized.
Okay,
One moment.
let's just check on the Spectre terminal real quick.
Now arriving at
This is not where the Spectre terminal is.
My wife was just sent back to active duty, and I'm
Do,
about
do, 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 do. It's Beatty. So, anything out of the ordinary? No. Nope. That's actually quite nice. Got it. Maybe there are also some of those requests that I haven't yet authorized. Because I don't know if I've found that button at the beginning. So maybe the ones at the bottom I just marked as having read, but not as having, well,
Spectre status
worked at.
recognized. Please select a destination.
Let's go
One
to
moment.
Normandy, dogs. If I want to go
Now arriving
to
at
the
docking
apartment...
bay
Nope.
D24.
If you want to get to Anderson's apartment, you have to do this via docking. Let's do this then. Oh, no, wait. Wait. Let's see. I just docked there. Okay, so nothing changed. You really have to finish a mission. There's no mission anymore. So whatever happens, I will probably not be able to trigger any repositioning of the people here. Okay. So what you have to do pretty much all the time, do a mission, check your Normandy. Do a mission, check the Normandy. Even if it's just a side mission. But check the Normandy. Don't do 2 missions. Do 1 mission. And then check the Normandy. And then another mission, then check the Normandy. Especially if you have other crew members on it. Because that gives you the most exposure to their possible backstories and dialogue and whatnot. So, Anderson's Appartamento.
Commander, I've got Admiral Anderson on the QEC. Patching him through to you now.
Shepard,
Admiral, how are you holding up?
day by day, Commander.
Yeah. Hackett sent me a message about this apartment.
I want you to have it. Take it off my hands.
Are you serious?
You need a place that's yours. Somewhere to recharge, clear your head. Haley wanted us to settle down there. Thing is, the longer I'm on Earth, the less I want to leave. And I want as few loose ends out there as possible. Like I said, you'd be doing me a favor.
Interesting. Thanks.
That's very generous.
It's practical. We need you in the best shape possible. Rested. Focused.
If you say so. Thank you.
And make yourself at home, damn it. It's yours now.
I'm sure I can manage.
Okay, good. Been meaning to do that for a while. I'll talk to you soon.
Wow.
Be careful out there, Anderson.
You too, Shepard.
Let's have a bit of a look around. Really well taken care of. So that's the entrance. Good. Really? Hey, whoa! How do you even play that thing? Notes for Anderson's biography. Relationships. Use.
You have
You
received
never
a
asked me
message.
Mm-hmm. In this case, there's no problem with it. It's just a problem because other people make different choices, and you just try to keep it all together somehow. But sometimes it's just not meant to be. Biography. Normandy.
The Normandy? A brand new ship. My ship. You don't forget that moment. The first time you're standing there. The whole crew looking to you for direction. Unforgettable. I'd led men and women before that. Seen a lot of combat already. Always managed to find my way home in one piece. Do that a few times, you begin to think you know better than the next guy. Maybe you do, I don't know. But if you're lucky, really lucky, you find yourself on a good ship, in front of a good crew. A crew you can trust with your life. Gifted. Disciplined. Brave. All of them. Eager to set sail into the endless black ocean. I still remember my XO asking what my orders were. Shepard, I said. Let's see what we can find.
Wow. Okay. Stereo control. No. Does it go to different songs? It's nice that it turns off every time. No. No. That is a weird song. That would be a perfect song to play on the credits, though. Let's see, does that one do anything else? Let's actually cut. Yeah, let's keep this one. No. Or this one. It has some kind of like diner or like bar tune to it. No. It's like two songs playing at the same time. Huh, that's an interesting one. Oh, we're gonna... That's the one. We gotta keep that. badass drive. That's awesome. Okay. No, it's for Anderson. Biography number 7. In 7.
Embarrassing moments? I've got more of those than anyone will ever know. Only way to learn something. But if I had to pick one to share, I had just gotten promoted to N7. Full of myself, king of the castle. Found myself buying drinks for undesirables at some rundown bar in the wards. They toasted my recent promotion. Hell, they would have toasted Turian flavors if it had got them more drinks. About the time my mother, my new friends turned on me. I was outnumbered. Things didn't look good. My plan to get out of there involved lots of punching. Well, that worked for a while. Then a table hit me. Or I fell down. When I came to, I saw a Solarian putting the rest of the troublemakers down. A Solarian? Moved like a damn cat, I swear. When everybody was out cold. Or running. He walked over and helped me out. N7, he asked. Yes, sir, I replied. He looked over my collection of unconscious friends, nodding. Not bad, human, he said. Then he walked away. I had met my first specter. Learned an important lesson that day. No matter how good you think you are, there's always somebody quicker, faster, and a hell of a lot smarter than you just around the corner. That little lesson's kept me alive more than once since then.
Maybe I should tune the music down if I read all of Anderson's notes. Just saying. But this song is so amazing. Is it actually getting a little quieter here? Yeah.
Sure, I can talk about Commander Shepard. Deep topic. There's been a lot written about the Commander, but most of it isn't true. People are quick to judge. They don't know the whole story. I don't even know the whole story. But I know the man. Worked with him. Fought with him. Trust him with my life. Shepard's had some rough patches. Who of us hasn't? He's been forced to fight a lot of battles alone. God only knows how he got out of some of that. Makes your head spin. Thing is, you never heard a complaint. Never once got, no sir, I can't do that. He never hesitated. Few people know what Shepard's been through. I'd like to think I come pretty close. And I worry sometimes he forgets. There's a whole bunch of people who lose sleep over him getting back home. Maybe it doesn't need to be said. Maybe we're too dumb to say it. Soldiers like the Commander are rare. Men like Shepard, even more rare.
The Normandy. Sweet. Oh, punching bags. Nice. Oh, look at that. A mirror. What a rare sight. Someone's probably going to puke in that one.
Okay. I have your new questions here. As a leader, do I ever feel that the ends justify the means? Spirit of law over word of law. I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole, but I think I know what you're after. You're referring to the way I, arranged to have the Normandy released to Commander Shepard before the Battle of the Citadel. I'm not sure
Those waterfalls are amazing all the time.
No, it's fine. I got a few minutes. First contact war? Yeah. I was there. My first real combat. First for a lot of us. I remember one night early in the war. Strapped to my seat as our transport approached the LZ. Everyone was dead silent. Just the sound of breathing. Good men. I trained with all of them. We were always joking and horsing around, but not this time. Just the rattle of the shuttle. And that heavy breathing. Everyone was thinking the same thing. We're off to fight alien invaders. Aliens. Think about that. We all grew up wondering what was out there. If we were alone in the universe. Now we knew. We weren't alone. And we were in trouble. So there we were. About to face an enemy as different and unknown as we could imagine. I knew I had to say something, keep the men relaxed. So I turned to the soldier beside me, Hendricks I think, and asked him how his mother was doing. Fine, he said. Why? Because I heard your mama so ugly the Marines thought she was a Turian. Almost shot her. I got a few smiles. Then Hendricks turned to me and said, Hell, Anderson, I heard it was a picture of your mama that started this goddamn war in the first place. Scared the Turians shitless. Everyone had a good laugh at that. And the boys fought great that night. Sometimes that's all it takes. A joke, a pat on the back. Just a little reminder that everything's gonna be okay.
Anderson's ANN interview. Oh?
A few months ago, I had a chance to sit down with one of Earth's most decorated soldiers, Admiral David Anderson. He was kind enough to answer my questions and talk about his career. Today, the Admiral is on Earth, leading the defense of our home against the Reapers. We have no communication with him or any soldiers on Earth, but we can't forget what they're doing for us. Tonight's show is dedicated Anderson's life. It wasn't finished when the Reapers invaded. We can only hope that the Admiral and the soldiers under his command survive to tell us the rest of their stories. I'm Khaleesa Al-Jilani. Thank you for watching.
Interesting interview. And it tended to be very respectful. So, enlisting.
What was I talking about? Early days, right? People ask why I joined the military. Everyone talks about honor and duty, sure. But that's never the whole truth. It's 100 little things that add up to commitment. I joined because of a dog. Yeah, a dog. This patchy, mean son of a bitch that used to bark at me every day on my way to school. He'd snarl and I'd start running. Scared the hell out of me. I was just a kid. I remember being in a bad mood one morning. Angry, I can't recall why. When that dog started in on me, I snapped. Started barking right back. We both kept at it until we had nothing left. Dog never bothered me again. Why'd I join the military? Sometimes you just gotta howl to make things right.
So, private terminal, catalog. What do we have here? Customize the bathroom. Ooh! Dude, you can do so much with that. Okay, wait a minute. What do we get in the bathroom? Standard vanity? That never goes out of style. What's the other one? Yeah, you can only have like this thing. Come on. Standard bedding. Why do you get better stuff? Oh, look at that. No, they are just normal things. Okay. Wall decorations. That's weird. Why do you get the decorations? How do you make that thing work? That's weird. I hope I didn't get rid of anything like that. Okay, really have to remember to check in on the soundtrack, especially the one here in the apartment, dude. It's more like a museum. And that's for Anderson's biography, The Childhood.
Okay. So, Tombstone data. Admiral David Edward Anderson. Not sure why anybody would be interested, but thanks for asking. I was born in London, June 8th, 2137. The last of 3 children born to Ursula and Paul Anderson. A nurse and a flight mechanic, respectively. But that's a little dry. Someone's gonna spice this up, right? Never been much for the spotlight. Anyway, where was I? It was a second marriage for my parents. They were almost 50 by the time they had me. My mother worked shifts, so my father would often take me to the base. While he worked, I watched transport ships and fighters take off. Worked his whole life around space travel, my father. But he never left Earth. Not for a day. He was a good man. But that's just a side note. Don't put that in. Who is it, Kaylee? Yes, I need to take that. I hope this is what you're after. I'll get to the more interesting N7 stuff next time.
Turian experience.
The Turians? Well, I might not always see eye to eye with the politics of the individual, but I have a great respect for the Turian military. Any Alliance soldier lucky enough to take part in their training programs will certainly be better for it. Their precision, skill, and discipline come together in a way that's second to none. Not that I'm faulting our own people or training. It's just that after fighting Turians in the First Contact War, I've used what I learned that day many times. The xenophobes will have their say. But I think it's vital that we do more of this kind of cross-species training. There you go. And if you do find General Oryx, let me know. I owe you money.
So what do we got? Oh, look at that. Armor locker. Mostly for the casual stuff. But we don't have the good casual out. I mean, we could go for this kind of outfit here. That is a little bit too different. Also weapon benches for whatever reason. And there we have that. Yeah, nice. So you just enter the whole complex and all of a sudden everything's activated. Dude.
You asked me to talk about the SSV Normandy. The Normandy SR-1. As commander of the Tokyo, I was consulted on the Normandy's design and on board for her initial training exercises. The average person probably doesn't know that the Normandy was a joint project with the Turians. Acting CO, Eli Xander, was no diplomat. She ran out of patience with Turian posturing and politicking during construction. The chief architect of the drive core, Octavio Tatum, and his team of Turian engineers were in the CIC for final training exercises. Tempers flared when Xander pushed the limits of the stealth system, waiting to vent the IES well past what Tatum was comfortable with. I tried to calm the situation, but it still ended with the Turian scientist in shackles and a human Turian fistfight at Cora's den later. Funny now, when I first laid eyes on the Normandy, she was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. Day after that training run, Admiral Rudd found me on the bridge. She's yours, he said. Can't trust her to Xander. Send me a list of crew from the Tokyo you'd like, and prep for your first mission. Short command thanks to Sarah. Still, one of the highlights of a long career.
Okay, I think we got almost all of it. Yep. So, was there anything else I wanted to interact with? Yeah, wait a minute. I wanted to get a bit more casual here. The more casual clothing. Maybe there's even a mod for this. So... No, wait, no. Not the door. The messages. Where's that thing again? Over here, yeah. So, dinner at Sushi Place on me. Oh! Dinner at Sushi Place on me. I've got a few things I wanted to go over with you with the Normandy and Dry Dock. I figured we could meet up at the Ryusei Sushi Place down in the woods. I hear it's the best, Joker. Alright. Let's check that. Do we just... There's much more to it. Okay, we need to change the boots.
Commander Shepard, your table is ready.
Really? How long did it take him to make a reservation for this place?